Going live. Okay, and it says we are live. Hi there. It is 8 p.m. Tuesday night, so it is time for us, the Bold team. And we are a group of online entrepreneurs, and we get together at least once a week for this particular hangout to talk to on different subjects. And usually there's more of us, but we're a small crowd tonight. We have a lot of people on a lot of other things going on in their businesses and so on. So tonight it's just Michelle and myself. And I am Danielle. Everybody calls me Danny. I'm an online entrepreneur. I'm part of the Bold team. And with me tonight, I'll let her introduce herself. Come on out, Michelle.
Hello, I am Michelle Eves, certified content marketing specialist in Mississippi, and I cannot wait to hear what Danny has for us tonight. And, you know, the two most important people are here anyway, so.
You and me, that's right. Okay, so tonight's topic is, it comes from a book called The Little Prince. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my notes. So if it looks like I'm reading, it's because I'm checking my notes. I just don't want to forget anything. The Little Prince is a book that is, it's been around since 1943. It's called a novella, so it's, I guess, a small version of a full-size novel. It was written by a French author, and it's been translated into 250 different languages. And I never heard of it before the other day, and I started investigating, and I found great summaries of it everywhere. And it's really a cool book. It's billed as a children's book, but it's got these adult lessons in it. And so what I did was I went through a lot of these summaries, and I did a little bit of reading about the whole story. And these lessons are just so cool, because the whole premise of the story is, it was written in 1943. So this pilot crash lands his plane in the Sahara Desert, and he meets this little boy, and he dubs him the Little Prince. And this little boy has come along from different planets. I know this is kind of far out there, but this is kind of cool. So he's come from this other, this little asteroid, and I think it's named B1 or 1216 or something. It has, you know, an asteroid name, and he comes from this planet. And so what he tells this pilot, now this pilot is stranded there. He's going to be there for a week, because he's trying to fix his plane. So over the course of the week, the Little Prince tells him his journey that he's been on. And on his journey, he's been going to all these other little planets along the way. He's stopped on different planets, and he's met these different characters that he's learned lessons from. And so this is where the lessons come from. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. So lesson number 1 is about reconnecting with your childhood creativity. And I mean, this is a creative book, no doubt. This is really interesting, the way it's written, with the prince going from planet to planet. And it was really pretty far out there for 1943 when you think about it, right? So creativity and imagination are really good for your health. Creative people daydream, and they search for new experiences, and they ask questions, you know. But as we grow older, we move away from that creativity, and sometimes we even completely, you know, stop the flow. And so when we stop being creative, we really stop living, because you have to keep creating. We have to keep creating. We were meant to do that. We were meant to always keep growing. So creativity comes from imagination, and imagination thrives when, you know, it's beckoned from within you and you let it flow. And so you have to let go and be creative. You have to live your life creatively. Most adults live in a world of like strict realism. You know, you got to go by the rules, and it is what it is. What you see in front of you is exactly what it is, and there's no imagination in that. And these kind of people, unfortunately, they never let their imaginations take them anywhere, because they really believe that imagination is only for children. And that's just not true. I mean, that's such a ridiculous thing when you think about it, right? Imagination is only for children. When you open your mind, you can just let your imagination soar. You can create anything. So I would urge you to commit to being more creative in your work and play. And how this relates to business is creativity in your business is essential. You can't follow the crowd if you want to stand out. So you have to be creative. And you'll do yourself a huge favor in business too if you're thinking more from a creative state of mind instead of a competitive state of mind. Because really the only one you should be competing against is yourself. So, you know, in making yourself better. So you should even just take competition right out of the picture. I've never liked the competition thing. It's like, you know, we can all win if we're creative about it, right? So the next thing is, the next lesson is to appreciate the simple pleasures in life. You got to be less serious. You got to laugh more. You absolutely have to laugh more. You can't take life so seriously, and you must laugh it up daily, because laughter actually improves the quality of your life as it lifts your spirits. I always like to watch Ellen at the end of the day. And not that my job is serious. I mean, we talk and laugh. I'm lucky I get to work with my next door neighbor, and we've become good friends, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs. But coming home from work and unwinding from work, you know, is still kind of cool to do when you got something else to laugh about. So we turned on Ellen, and we've gotten into this habit of turning on Ellen, and I'm telling you, man, she just cracks everybody up. There isn't a person in there that isn't at least smiling, you know. And I think she's gained so much popularity because she makes everybody feel good no matter what their circumstances. They can forget about their day and just laugh. And, you know, I think a lot of people need that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who puts it on at the end of the day just to, you know, relax. So it's good to have a lot of laughter in your day. It's good to take time out to, you know, if you have to, take time out to really work on feeling good and work on laughing. Go to YouTube and pull up a comedy channel. You know, pull up, what is that guy's name? Pharrell Williams. Pull up Happy. Pull up his song Happy. I mean, everybody likes to get up and dance to that one, right? So you got to get stuff that makes you feel good. You have to get happy and keep a smile on your face and laugh often. Now, there was something that I read about, I'm just gonna, in my notes here. Oh yeah, in 2014, Loma Linda University of California, in California, a study there found that people who laughed more often had better short-term memory and were less stressed. And then other studies have shown that a sense of humor can protect against heart disease. So it's really important to just, you know, let the laughter in and just let it go. Have a good time. And if you have to, you know, use your imagination and get creative, you know, you can think about something. You can bring up a memory from somewhere in your life that's going to make you laugh, because everybody's laughed at least a few times, right? So laughter is really good medicine. Now, how that relates to business is you really cannot take yourself too seriously in business, because if you do that, you're hurting your chances of success. Because if you're so serious about your business, when you do fail, when you do make mistakes, and you're going to, we all do, it's part of being in business, you're going to take yourself so seriously that you won't be able to get past the beating up on yourself part of it. And that's what you want to get past the fastest. And the fastest way to do that is to just laugh at your mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Who cares? It doesn't really matter, because it's already happened. So it's done. Quite likely nobody died from it. And even if they did, they're probably happier. So, you know, it's all good. So lighten up And I'm sure when you do lighten up too, especially in business, you're going to attract more business to you, because nobody wants to work with a sourpuss. Nobody. Right, Michelle? Okay, and so the next lesson is number 3, and it is taking time for yourself so you can better appreciate every moment. So it's really important to be present in the present instead of excuse me, rushing on to the next thing. So you need to get off your hamster wheel once in a while so that your head can stop spinning. You need to get quiet, and you need to do this a couple of times a day if you can. Get quiet, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. Getting quiet and just going inside is so beneficial to your health and to your day and to your interactions with other people. It raises your energy, and it will help to make you a happier person, which is going to help you laugh more. And so the thing that most people say, the excuse that most people make with this is that I don't have time. I don't have time. And what I've learned, you know, we've been in this class with Diane Hochman, and she stresses, I don't know how many times I heard her say this, there are nooks and crannies in every single day. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Everybody has a shower or a bath. You can do it then. I do it in the shower. I need a whiteboard in there. I tell you, that's what I need. And and you can do it in the shower, you can do it in the bath, you can do it on your commute to work. It's just getting quiet inside your head and forgetting all those little thoughts, and just being as still and quiet as you can, just to know that stillness and know that quiet, and be present with it at least a couple of times a day. It really does re-energize you, and it helps you get your brain on track for the day. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, it's really the best time to do it is first thing in the morning. So meditation is a really good tool, but for a lot of people go, well, I don't know how to meditate, or I don't get it, or it's too hard. I don't like the quiet. I heard one girl said to me, she said that to me, she said, I don't like the quiet. And I said, well, you kind of have to, you get used to that quiet, because, you know, it's really, it's the one quiet space that you can make for yourself every day, and shut everything out. So meditation does really help you reap the benefits, but it does take practice to make it beneficial to you. Now you can, you know, start a new habit in 21 days. If you do it every day for 21 days, you can create a new habit. That's what we're told. And for most people, for the most part, if you are consistent with that, that does help you to create a new habit. So it's about placing the focus where it will benefit you the most. So the more focus, the more benefit you're going to get. So if you really decide that you're going to, you can call it meditation, you can just call it sitting quietly still for 5 minutes, you can call it whatever you want. But what you want to do is make it into a habit instead of putting it on your to-do list. Because if you put it on your to-do list, you can scratch it off, and it's not like, okay, I got that done. You don't want to do that. You want to turn it into a habit, like brushing your teeth. So I get up in the morning and I brush my teeth. It's a habit. It's absolutely a habit. And if I don't do it, I don't feel right. So you want to get into, make your meditation, your sitting still, a habit that you're going to work into your day every day, so that it's not something that you're just going to check off your list. It becomes more natural to you when you're incorporating it into your day every single day. And when you do practice, it will become part of your normal everyday routine. And the other thing about taking that quiet time for yourself, the other part of that too that I just kind of wanted to throw in here, I don't know that it's in the little prints, but is getting the proper sleep is really, really important to to your daily practice as well, to your rest. Lack of rest and sleep is a destroyer of the body, and it can be absolutely catastrophic to your health. Living life under stress and not rested can lead to increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, mood swings, memory problems, just so many other diseases. So if you're getting the right amount of sleep, you're doing yourself a favor every single night. It's really, really important. Burning the candle at both ends leads to the destruction of the candle, and then you have nothing to light your way. So you really need to get good sleep. And to turn that over to business, in business, clarity is really important, and you're not going to have clarity unless you have good rest and you have a clear mind. And that meditation, that 5 minutes a day, is for clearing your mind, just like sleep is for re-energizing your body. It's the same thing. It's recharging is what it is. So clarity of mind helps you see what you want to achieve. And if you can't see what you want to achieve, you're not going to get there. So being quiet every day, sitting and being quiet for a few minutes every day, and getting a good night's sleep is just so important to you personally and for you as a business person. Okay, and so that brings us up to number 4. And number 4 is having the courage to explore outside your comfort zone. This is a big topic in the world of entrepreneurs, because stepping outside your comfort zone is hard for most people to do. Most people won't do it. They see what's on the other side of the comfort zone, but sometimes they don't have the push that they need to make that leap. And so really staying safe in that comfort zone, we do that because we have a fear of the unknown, which is just imagined. So you're letting your imagination go, which is a good thing, but you're not letting it go in a negative way. And you're imagining probably the worst possible outcome instead of what you want to achieve. Fear of failure, again, is imagined because you haven't done that thing yet, so you don't know that you're going to fail. Yes, you don't know if you're going to succeed, but that's the risk you take, and that's where you get your growth. And the other thing is fear of leaving behind our old ways, and that is just a fear of change. Some people don't like change. I have an aunt and uncle that 20 years apart, 2 visits to their home in another province, 20 years apart, and there's no change. None whatsoever. Same things on the wall, same furniture. It's scary because you don't want to live your life that way. I mean, I love them, obviously. They're great people. But it scares me when I see people living their lives that way, where they don't want to change. They're too scared of the unknown, of what's going to happen. And the other thing is the fear, when stepping outside of your comfort zone to do something, is the fear of losing friends, which is very real, because very likely they're not on the same path as you. And so that's more change. And again, a lot of people don't like change. So this is what keeps us in our comfort zone for so long. Stepping away from the fear brings us growth, makes us stronger, makes us more confident, and more willing to do it again because of the benefits that we reap from it. And you can't reap until you leap. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. Comfort zones are boring anyways. They're always the same. So, life is full of variety and change. And if you want to really enjoy your life, you have to accept change, because it's constant. Time won't stand still for any of us. So life is just too short anyways to just stay in one spot. We're not meant to do that. We're meant to grow. We're meant to expand. We're meant to try new experiences, meet new people, travel the world. I believe that's why the internet is here, is so that we can see what that world is like, and we can go out there and play it and live it and have fun in it and meet people from all over the world. I really believe that the internet is the great connector. It has been for a lot of people. I've met some great people on the internet from all over the world. So try new experiences, meet new people, travel the world, The anxiety you experience when you face your challenges will pass, and when it does, it will likely lead you to become more efficient, more confident, make better decisions, make more money, be better at your work, and help more people. And so in business, comfort zones are really dangerous. As soon as you recognize that you're comfortable where you are, it's time to do some growing. It really is, because growth is absolutely essential to your business, especially if you are an entrepreneur, you are the business. So you're the one who's doing the growing, and that's why, you know, personal development is such a big thing in this industry. It is the core of all of our businesses. It really is. And number 5, this is my favorite lesson, is, well, maybe besides the laughter, I'm not sure. But this is follow your heart, because your heart knows. The only way to discover what matters to you is to pay attention to how something makes you feel. Totally simple. That's it. That's like the biggest deal to learn, is following your gut, your instinct, your heart, whatever you want to call it, and be spontaneous. So this is a really short lesson because it is so simple. It's just you need to follow your gut. You know, in business, this means that your first instinct is usually the right path. That's what I've learned. Analytics and reason are always going to come into play. You do have to look at that, but your gut will tell you every time if it's the right path with you, because it will resonate with you or it will make you feel sick. Pretty simple. Your gut is totally connected to your brain, and everything that you do, your brain, you know, connects to your gut, and it will give you will get that gut feeling, you know, and that lets you know whether you're on the right path or not. So to just summarize all of that, so the first lesson, I'm just going to go right back up to the top here. Reconnect with your childhood creativity. Stay creative and use your imagination. It's so important. And in business, be creative instead of competitive. Look how, instead of competing against a colleague, why not team up with them and create a project together that you can both benefit from? You know, there's all sorts of ways to be non-competitive and still win in business. Number 2 is to appreciate the simple pleasures in life. You got to be less serious and laugh more. Laughter's so important. It is just, you just can't take yourself so seriously in your personal life and your business life. I really feel sorry for people who go around with a sourpuss look on their face all the time. I feel bad for them. I think, oh my God, they're not happy. How can they not be happy? Happy is what we're all about. I totally, completely believe that. And I think it's really important to bring it into, you know, your personal life, your business life. People don't want to work with sourpusses. Simple as that. They don't want to play with them. They don't want to work with them. Number 3, again, was take time for yourself so you can appreciate every moment. So do a little bit of quiet time and meditation every day. Get the right amount of rest so you don't fall into dis-ease of any type. And that rest and that meditation is going to give you clarity for achieving your goals in your business. And don't forget to step outside of your comfort zone so that you can have lots of growth in your personal life and in your business. You can't reap until you leap. And nobody wants to stay exactly where they are anyways. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want anything to change. It's perfect exactly the way it is. I wish it would stay like this forever. But you don't want stuff to stay like that forever. You're always going to be reaching and growing. You're always going to be wanting more. Each goal is going to bring you to the wanting of a new goal. So it's good to keep that in mind. You know, like I said before, in business, comfort zones are dangerous. You want to keep always growing so that your business is always growing. And again, number 5, follow your heart. Your gut knows. And that is about it. So I just want to say, if you guys have any questions, I forgot to mention that we do have the chat open. There's just Michelle and I tonight, but I'm sure Michelle's been taking a look at it. And if you have any questions, you can certainly ask them in there. You can ask them in there at any time, and we will get back to you. So do you have anything you'd like to add to this tonight, Michelle? You want to join me?
Of course. I have been taking notes like crazy.
Have you? Great. That was fun.
It was really good too. And I don't like anything that was written before 2000. And that's not funny. It drives Mark insane, but it bores me to death if it's not, you know. So
really,
1940.
That's interesting.
Definitely ahead of its time too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with the planet hopping. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I thought that was an interesting aspect of it. But there's a lot of good lessons in there, though, eh?
There is. And so with number one, I wanted to say about that is, you know, like you said, people think imagination is only for children. But, you know, if you look around at people on the streets, in the stores, you can tell who's lost their imagination, who has given up on their dreams.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be one of those people. I was one of those people for years. You just give up. You just go through the motions every day. You're not happy. And that's not living. And I'm thankful that my husband actually lost his job 2 years ago, because if it wasn't for that, shaking us back into reality, I would still be going through my mundane daily life, miserable, and raising miserable kids. So definitely don't stop dreaming. But it's just something that happens, like you said, once you grow older, you just start blocking everything out, and before you know it, you just start walking around like a zombie. And, you know, just spreading here and the little hope here and there to people can kind of help spark some dreams or imaginations again. Or, you know, even if somebody finds out, hey, you know, Danny's doing this internet marketing thing. Well, what the heck's she doing that for? Well, because she wants to achieve this and that. Really? You know, that means she's dreaming again. Maybe I should start dreaming, you know? I mean, it just, you never know what you do will spark in somebody else. So, and competitive, I mean, being creative in marketing will put you head and shoulders above your competition, because chances are they're doing everything everybody else is doing. So creativity will definitely move you up. So number two, stop taking things so seriously. Laughter feeds the soul. It helps you.
It does.
Relax.
I saw you laughing while I was talking, and I wanted to laugh even more, but I had to control myself.
Well, you know, it helps you, like you were saying, it helps you relax, and only when you're relaxed can you be more productive. I mean, you know, if I sit there and I think, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that, I got to do that. Before you know it, my mind is darting all over the place, thinking of all the things I have to do, and I have to cram it in a certain amount of hours, and I'm all tensed up and nothing gets done right. And so if you're relaxed and you just, you know, breathe, laugh, find something funny. Like you said, there's always something funny on YouTube. I can get lost in YouTube for an hour. Just, you know, relax, laugh. Laughter is the best way to relax. And, you know, taking yourself too seriously in business, like you were saying, this is really based on attraction marketing. And who are you going to attract if you're walking around with a sour puss? You're going to attract people who have stopped dreaming, and then they're not going to move ahead. They're going to quit. And you want to you want to attract people who will, you know, build a business with you. And you're not going to do that taking yourself too seriously, taking the business too seriously, and walking around with a sourpuss. Number 3, be present in today. You know, that was something I learned 2 years ago as well. I was the kind of person who had to have a plan, a contingency plan. If he lost his job, this was going to happen or this was going to happen. And if this happened, then I would do this. And if this happened this way, then I would do that. And you know what? If that thing does happen, it never happens the way you planned, and you never react the way you think you're going to act. So being present in today is the only way to really live, because you're either, if you're not present today, you're either living in the past or you're living in the future, which hasn't even happened yet. So, you know, you're projecting something, again, with traction marketing, you know, you're supposed to be relaxed and attract people that you want to work with. And if you're constantly projecting into the future, you know, if this happens, then I'll do that. You know, that's negative stuff you're putting out there. And living in the past, I mean, the past, they say history repeats itself. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. Because if people learn from their mistakes, which most of us do to an extent, you know, it doesn't have to repeat itself. So living in the past is not going to help you at all. And you're not going to learn what you need to learn today. And so to be present today, I started December 30th, I started meditating, praying in the morning, and I make it a priority. I have to do it right after I take a shower and brush my teeth before I do anything else. And sleep to me is the most important thing. And if I know I have to get up early for an appointment or something, then I make sure I get up even a half hour earlier than that so I can do my meditation before I go to the appointment. It's very important to build that habit. And I found that it's really important to ground me in today. And one of my favorite things that I have started doing as of December 30th was I make sure that every morning I write down 2 to 3 things that I am grateful for from the day before. And I do it every day, and you cannot repeat anything. So it gets real hard, real fast, and you really have to concentrate and think of the good things. And so what do you think that does to your mindset then? I mean, you're bathed in this gratitude, and you're searching out, and you find, you know, things that you are thankful for, and that's what you're focusing on. So I never thought I was one of those people that would be like, meditation, are you kidding me? You know, no, that's not for me. That's new age, you know. Just 5 minutes of peace and quiet can do wonders for you. Success is never found in your comfort zone, ever. It's out there. It's out there somewhere, and you have to go get it. And for the fear of losing your friends, listen, when he lost his job 2 years ago, the way I reacted to it, my friends disagreed, and I lost every one of them. And it was like, you know, you really find out who your friends are when something terrible happens. And instead of dwelling on it, I was actually able to go out and find like-minded people who would build me up instead of hold me down or pull me down and stay at their level down there, instead of helping me, you know, to rise up, to get better, instead of tearing me down all the time. And that's what they did. And I didn't realize that until after they were gone, you know, that it was like they were holding me down all these years. So, you know, you really find out who your friends are, and the fear of losing friends, you know, it might be a good thing. I mean, really, are they helping you improve in some way, or are they holding you back or influencing you in a bad way. Most people don't think about that. And then the last one, follow your heart, do what you love, trust your feelings. Feeling this way or that way, there is a reason why you're feeling that way. And if it's fear and anxiety, and I love this, I read this somewhere. If you're feeling fear and anxiety, feel it and embrace it, because you know that if you get past it, you're going to grow. So I absolutely love this topic, Danny. Thank you for picking it out. Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I do too, Michelle. I just love reading this kind of stuff. Life lessons, they're fascinating. I'm fascinated by how our brains work, how our mind is connected to our gut, how the universe all plays into it. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, that's all woo woo, but woo woo works. You know, and it works for a lot of people. There's been a shift in the whole universe, and people are, opening up to this kind of stuff. It's not so woo woo. It's stuff that really, really works. And it's like gravity. The law is there, and whether you want to believe it or not, it's working. Right? So anything else you want to add tonight, Michelle, or?
Not really. I mean, I think I read most of my notes.
You're a good note taker.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so there's just the two of us tonight, so we are going to wrap this up, but we'd like to invite you to come back every Tuesday if you like. There's always a different topic. All of us put up events on our wall to let you know what we're going to be talking about. There is a group that we're all a part of. There's a company that we're all a part of, and what we all do with this company, we all have individual businesses, but we work with this company to help us grow our individual businesses, and it's a great platform. So whoever invited you here tonight, whether it's myself or Michelle or one of the other people who are in our group, who couldn't be here tonight, they still did some inviting. If you are interested at all in, being entrepreneurs with us, with a gang of really happy people, then, get back to the person who invited you here tonight. And hopefully, if you have any questions also, you can also ask them again in the chat. And even if the chat is, even if we're gone, you can put your question in the chat and we will get back to you. That's our group page. We're there all the time, and the replay for tonight will be up until next week. And thanks for being here with us tonight. And bye for now.
Bye. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.